How's it going, guys? I'm Josh. Hope you like this dramatic intro. Today I'm going to give you a tour of NYU Florence. This place is absolutely ridiculous, so let's get it going. This is my school. Starting off the grounds, turns out this place is a ridiculously massive, beautiful campus, which is a major perk if you like listening to birds and lying in big gardens reading. Campus is separated by this big valley, and we have this huge amphitheater here. I haven't really seen anything happen here besides a couple of my own skate sessions, and I think they did yoga here once. There's just a lot of empty space, so if you want to be alone, this is definitely a great spot to be. We have all of these villas up here. We don't have buildings in NYU Florence, we have villas. We also have an amazing garden back there. So this place is hooked up, basically. I've never even stepped foot on the basketball court, but I'll show you it. How many kids are there? Like around 200 kids, I'd say. So we've got this thing, basketball, tennis, soccer. All of these trees, I'm 90% sure are olive trees. And I'm not really qualified for this tour, but we're gonna do it anyway. Something else about this campus, it's not actually in downtown Florence. It's about a 30-minute walk from the city center, maybe 45. Every day to get to school, all of the classes are held in this villa over here. This is Villa Ulivi. You have to walk this big valley every single day. And I was just hiking in the mountains last weekend. I like to think that I'm in shape, but it still takes my breath away every time, which is good and bad. As far as living on campus goes, I believe all the freshmen here are forced to live on campus, but all the upperclassmen get to live in apartments in downtown Florence, which is nice because there isn't really much around here. There's one small little tobacco here which has like sandwiches and pretty good pasta, but otherwise there's nothing. So this is a nice little self-sustaining environment. This is where we go to class. This is the view that I look at. I've done some really great daydreaming with this view right here. I absolutely love this tree. We're gonna go inside Villa Ulivi where all the classes are. Just gonna pop in the library real quick. Do you ever use the library?
I went there twice, this entire semester.
That was the most time I've ever spent in the library. Yeah, all these classes named after Italian cities.
Ciao Massimo!
Yeah, one thing I like about Florence is all the class sizes are like super small. I think my biggest class has about 17 kids or so. This is my seat every day in Italian. Best view of the trees. The problem is when you're in Florence, you just get desensitized to art. You see so much of it, you're like, I have to stop noticing it to stay sane. But we'll just cruise through the cafe.
Don't you know that these plants actually smell good? Yep. Take these bottom ones, crush them up, and then smell them. That's the smell of Tuscany right there. Tangy.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll put that back where I found it.
Okay, that's conservative.
In New York, you have no campus. Here you have the most amazing campus in the entire world. So it all sort of counterbalances. I think like I would be miserable going to school at a campus school for an extended period of time, but for 4 months, it's like the most perfect balance. You can be alone here, it's nice. In New York, you're never alone. There's no way of denying the fact that it's a villa. Go to the garden. Yeah. Yes, the lemons are out. Oh man. This campus brings me so much joy. They're still kind of firm. So we have a full-time staff that actually goes and works on all this. I planted him there actually. Oh, nice. This is my favorite part of campus. This is seriously where I go just to like think and practice my cartwheels and all that. So it's hard to show the entire scale of this place, but this square right here is maybe 1/15 of the entire garden, so it's ginormous. NYU facts. First of all, I feel like grades here, in my experience, have been kind of inflated. They make it really easy to not fail. I'm in 12 credits right now, 3 classes. Normally I would do full 16, but just to make time for traveling and all, they're definitely really accommodating in that sense. I'm doing an Italian class, an Italian history class, and a photojournalism class. Even though like I'm a business major doing marketing, I get to take ridiculous fun art classes basically. It's great. This is like my break semester essentially. I've sort of been learning Italian to the point at which I can go to a restaurant and have a full interaction with the waiter and not totally embarrass myself. And I think I'm probably at the point where they don't know if I'm just like maybe really drunk or an idiot, but they don't always know for a fact that I'm American. So that's a good place to be. Yeah, I got some surprise bamboo trees over here. Compared to some of the other NYU sites, sites. If you're looking to study and travel all over Europe, Florence isn't the best place. We don't really have a great airport. It's really dinky actually. Versus if you were in, say, Paris, you can get much cheaper flights everywhere. So if you want to fly places, oftentimes it's either going to be a pricey flight or you're flying from Pisa or Rome. The train situation in Italy is fantastic. So if you want to travel within Italy, which is what I've been doing, super easy and phenomenal. This is probably the best place right here. When I came here, I set a goal for myself to eat the equivalent of one piece of pizza every single day, which is like one large pizza being 4 slices. And so far, I'd say I'm well over my goal. Oh, you know what? I'll tell you a couple negatives about Florence because this has been all positive. We can't have that. Things I don't like. First, in restaurants, they tend to not give you free water. You have to pay for bottled water. Second, the bread here is not good. They have this classic Tuscan bread where they don't use any salt, so it's actually pretty flavorless. And apparently it's authentic, but if you go to like Naples, the bread is way better. You often get cover charges at restaurants, which is like $1.50. It's called coperto. People are always wondering, do I have to know Italian to study in Italy? And at NYU Florence, it really doesn't matter. They teach you basic Italian. I'm in an intro level Italian class. I knew nothing before coming here, but between my class and using Duolingo every day, I'm doing pretty good.
Pretty good.
The other 2 of my classes are in English, so it's not a huge deal. Another thing I really miss is having smooth streets for skateboarding because the streets in Florence are god-awful. They're beautiful, cobblestone, but not the best for skating. All of the off-campus housing is pretty random. There's a couple different apartment complexes the kids live in, and they're all ranging in distance from the school. Some are as much as an hour walk from school. Others are 20 minutes away. And you can also do homestays. I'll admit that I wasn't adventurous enough to do homestays, but you know, the cool kids did for sure.
So I'm cool.
You did a homestay?
Yeah.
Way to go, man. How is it?
It's actually really nice.
Summarize your homestay experience in one sentence.
Having Italian class twice. One in school and then one at dinner.
Wow, that was eloquent. Do they speak any English?
Oh yeah, they do. They're actually really good. They're better than most.
So I know a lot of kids whose parents just don't speak any English.
At all, yeah.
And I'm always shocked, like, if you know Italian, yeah, you gotta do homestays. I know kids that came here not knowing any Italian, who did Italian homestays, and now just have to use a friend or something as a translator, or just don't talk, which is nuts. I wouldn't be happy about that. Look at this. This is a really nice place to study over here. This is Kirk's idea, not mine, but I'll say the nightlife here is kind of iffy. There's a few spots to go out. I guess there are clubs. I haven't looked at any, but there's some cool bars. It's definitely not as happening as a lot of European cities though, but you have the Renaissance art to make up for it, so it all evens out. Another thing is, if you don't know Italian, it's not a huge deal because the city is super touristy. I think Florence is comprised 50% every day of tourists over locals. Don't touch the art, got it. You have to wear shoe covers. So this place is actually a museum that some people come and tour, and we casually have classes here.
Gosh, it's beautiful here.
I thought these were real. If you're looking for an afternoon snack, this isn't the place.
Just look at that yellow sun.
She's kind of honking.
And way off in the distance, those lovely little white clouds.
Get a drink, have a good time now.
Can I touch this toilet?
You can.
Can you give us a toilet tour? Whoa. This is our campus.
If there was a ghost in the house, he would be here.
This is where the ghost would be?
I don't believe in ghosts.
Your
but
theoretical ghost sits
But
in this
if-
chair. You heard it here first. We're living in a haunted house right now. These guys are my favorite part of the entire campus. This is another really casual side garden, which is also just phenomenal. We might have too many gardens. Another cool thing though is we've got a secret bakery scene here in Florence. And there are these bakeries that are really discreet. They open up at like 12 or 1 o'clock a.m. and they're open until like 3 or 4. Delicious. You called this the Valley of Death, correct?
Yeah.
It's beautiful for a Valley of Death. All right, more negatives. The cafeteria is actually surprisingly good. Here's my biggest complaint about Italy is the Wi-Fi here is god awful. Another great thing, they've got a big recline. A lot of benches, you're like sitting straight up. You're straight kicking it on these benches. It's enough straight kicking it for one day. I miss good Thai food. Thai tofu and pretzels. My parents visited a few weeks ago and I actually had them bring me huge bags of American pretzels. We've got a dorm over there that also has a classroom and a digital lab. We're gonna end in the dining hall.
Yep.
We're gonna end this with one nice little view over here. I just put my hand in bird poop. This place is great. And that just about sums up NYU Florence. If you have any questions regarding the campus, studying abroad in general, or Italy, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'm actually gonna do a study abroad Q&A video next week. So leave me any questions you have, be happy to answer them. And last little thing, we have this gate over here which leads to the very big downhill cruise back home. Today I'm boardless, but normally I would actually ride my skateboard back, which is a horrifying blast, and I'll leave you with some POV footage of that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you eventually. And I think we're done. Well, that's the day of the life.